So, hello Peter, welcome to Moldova. Peter Kovacs is the co-owner of the HR Direkt company employment agency in Hungary, one of the biggest employment agencies in Hungary. He came in to visit us, the Association of Recruitment Agencies of Moldova, in order to set long-term collaboration agreements. Basically, after long negotiations, it worked. So, welcome, and I have the first question for you. And the question is, what are the biggest challenges you face when you're hiring employees from abroad?
Thanks, Peter. We very much look forward to working together with ARA. It's an honor. It's an honor. We work extensively with our own companies and some partners across a variety of different sourcing countries. And it always boils down to the accuracy of the information from the beginning of the process until the end of the employment. And I feel, and I've been convinced by our negotiations with the ARA, that this is exactly what they're capable of. They're capable of taking the information from us as the employers and conveying them to the workers throughout the entirety of their employment. And I think that's the most important.
Very well, glad to hear that. And now, what specific skills you're looking into the workers from Moldova, and why is hiring in Moldova important to your company? What do you think about that?
So we are looking for both unskilled and skilled workers. Hungary's industrial sector is booming. There's been a lot of FDIs recently, and we have a challenge in finding the adequate amount of skilled and unskilled people for these positions. We have been convinced by looking at the portfolio of ARA that the people of Moldova are hard-working people, and you've got the right sort of legislation as a country and the right sort of processes as a group of companies, which will ensure that whether it's a skilled or an unskilled position, we will definitely be accepting the right caliber of people. So we are very much convinced that this has been the right decision for us, not to mention the fact that employing people with a biometric passport from Moldova, there's no need for a Romanian citizenship, is on a fast track in terms of immigration. So we will be able to seamlessly integrate people from Moldova into our whole workforce.
Great, and that's great news for us and for Moldova as well. And another question would be, what kind of support to hiring process you expect from a recruitment agency when working with the Association of Recruitment Agencies of Moldova?
As I said in the first question, it all comes down to the accuracy of information. So we will do our best, and it's our obligation to do so, to pass on the most accurate information on the job and its circumstances as possible. And our expectation is that these circumstances are passed down to the candidates. And we have seen many times during our visits to Moldova and having a look at the ARA facilities that all the recruiters, all the managers can prove that the information has been passed down. It's verified by the people that they understand the terms and conditions they're going into. And I think maintaining this throughout the whole, let's call it, employment journey, that's the most important thing we're looking at in every partner, and certainly over here as well. We would like to have a partner who is as vested in making sure that the employment is a success as we are. And we came to realize that this is exactly what's happening. ARA is 100% has a vested interest in making sure that the people of Moldova have very good opportunities. They're protected throughout the employment and they get what they've been promised. And this aligns 100% with our goals.
Yes, thank you for the answer, and that's right. Our legislation is very restrictive, but at the same time, these restrictions mean that there is a lot of control on behalf of the state government institutions. But this is a good thing as well, protecting our temporary workers abroad, because the legislation imposes us to keep control and hold control of them, and we are responsible of them throughout the whole period of employment, wherever they are. And the Ministry of Labor of Moldova knows exactly what is exactly the recruitment agencies that recruited the people. We have to register them. They have electronic register keeping track of all the people actually. And that does not put in jeopardize most of the people that work abroad, which is a good thing. And we hope to implement with you the whole system. More than that, our electronic system, and you saw that's a powerful tool, an integrated electronic system starting from the marketing towards call center services, and then bringing the person to the physical actually recruitment office, and then holding and doing the whole job of recruitment with him, presenting 10 or 20 different job offers, and then selecting the right one, signing all the papers, which is more than 40 pages of contracts and everything, and then presenting everything to the Ministry of Labor so they get registered officially as temporary labor migrants. That sounds very complicated, but you know, one of our goals is making complicated things simple, and everything that works well has to be simple, and that is one of our main goals. Doing the legal and ethical employment of hundreds of people. We talk here about mass recruitment. We don't talk here about headhunting or something. And the first time, keeping the high standards and stable standards of that, and having responsibility of these people throughout the whole period of recruitment. So thank you for understanding that, and thank you for being here. And my last question would be, how did you hear about us? Why did you accept to start negotiations with ARA? Moldova being a small country, a lot of big companies sort of think, what am I going to do in this country? It's a small country. What is this country comparing to other big countries in Asia or Eastern Europe? But at the end of the day, we are organized, and that's why we want to know, how did you hear about us, and why did you consider collaboration with the Association of Recruitment Agencies of Moldova one of your priorities for this year?
Yes, so every time we look for a new sourcing country, we do a very rigorous research. So obviously we would not only have to get familiar with the country and the people who would come from that country, we'd also need to integrate those people into our overall staff pool, and we would need to make our clients get accustomed to those people. So we had an initial base research done. This was on the presumption that Moldova has recently been added to a list of expedited immigration. We have also found it very important that the majority of people in Moldova up to this day speak Russian, which is a very common language in industrial production in Hungary right now. So that also ensures a seamless cooperation. And compiling all these researches which we've done, we then went to the Embassy of Hungary in Moldova, and they also recommended and fed back to us that ARA are the ones who control is not the right word, but who have a big share of the market over here, and they aggregate the recruitment power of Moldova. And that was also reassurance to us. So we did our homework, and we concluded that ARA are the people to go to in Moldova. And from that onwards, it wasn't a question that if we do start in Moldova, it has to be with ARA, with the values they stand for and the processes they have.
That's great to hear. Great to hear, and thank you very much for this information and the feedback. And we're proud of having you here. Once again, that was Peter Kovacs, who is the co-owner of one of the biggest agencies in Hungary, the HR Direkt. and welcome to Moldova. Today we signed the final cooperation agreement, long-term cooperation agreement. And once again, with ARA, all the recruitment power of Moldova is in your hands. Thank you and
Thanks,
congratulations.
Peter. Thanks, Peter. Thank you.